receive, money only comes to prepared minds. Amen. I want to type in, money only comes to the prepared. See, money only comes to those that are prepared for the experience. Money only comes to those that are prepared to experience her. Let's put it like that. Money only comes to those that are prepared to experience her. See, if you're not prepared to experience money, money gets up and says, I'm out of here. You weren't even ready for the experience. Now, this is where we get into another area here. Prophet Kelly, and I know you're trying to take notes here. You're trying not to miss anything, aren't you? You're taking all kind of notes over there. Are you getting some things out of this? Because you've been around this forever.
Yes. But you know, this is new. This is fresh. It's refreshing. It's all of that, and a bag of chips.
I'm opening up my Reverend Ike archives. There's so much stuff he taught me. I got volumes of books of nothing but Reverend Ike's notes. Wow. We're going to be at a whole new level here in a minute.
Yes.
Because the consciousness of Reverend Ike is going to embody us.
That's
right. He said, it is needful that I go away.
Yes. Jesus.
Because if I don't go away, then this truth will not embody itself in us. Now you know, it's something strange because he gave a command to us. He says, for the moment that he would breathe his last breath. See, that's why I say I had left him on that Monday. I left that Monday to come back. He breathed out on Tuesday. He said within 24 to 48 hours, he had to be cremated. He says he had to go to ashes. And he left a command concerning what was supposed to be done with his ashes. But there's two places in the sanctuary that ashes are supposed to be. And that was whispered to me. I'm happy to say it out loud today. But he said one of the places was in the sanctuary, on the pulpit, that there'll be a shrine there and a shrine in the auditorium, and then there's 10 other places his ashes are supposed to be. Now, this is very interesting. My mind goes back that there was a day where the people came, and this was years ago, to see Reverend Ike, and they were sitting in the sanctuary. And he told the sound person, mic me up, but I will be teaching out of my office. And I will not be here in the sanctuary in physical form. So they came, waiting, where's Reverend Wright? The Reverend Wright, he came over the sound system and said, he said that I, at this point, have taught you and you knew me after the flesh. You will no longer see me after the flesh, but now you must learn to see me after the spirit. And I said, Reverend, he said, they're not to handle me any longer. As the Spirit told me, they're not to handle me any longer in this form. After that, he sees like just stop coming. At that point, he says, they must know me after the Spirit. And then he said, I said, Reverend, when are you going to write another book? You only gave us the one book, the study guide. He says, I will write another book when you have learned the first book.
Jesus.
I said, Reverend, the people must be fed by you. They're saying I cannot be heard for some reason. Maybe I might have started speaking too low on the soundboard there, y'all. Monitoring that. Let me make sure my battery is not dead. Okay, no, I'm still green. They said, I said, Reverend, you've got to stay here with us. They keep teaching us. We want to sit at your feet. He said, Bishop Jordan, I will say to you, as Mary Eddy Baker said to her disciples, you shall find me in my writings. And Christian Science started creating reading rooms. Oh. So you will find her in her writings.
That's awesome.
It's powerful. So tonight, we're doing the $108 seed. But you got to be aware of something. Prophet Kelly, read that for me.
Beware of the amount of dysfunctional societal monetary mindsets that are in your psyche.
Yeah, see, there are psychological, dysfunctional mindsets concerning money. And Reverend Knight began to teach me this, and this is why I told Prophet Thompson to share that story. He said, you got to give first when you want something. He said, you got to give first when you receive something. So wait a minute, Rev, what are you saying? It's almost like you got to give first when you want it, and then you got to be the first one to give it when you receive it. It's got to be closed on both ends with a seed.
Jesus.
Give first when you what?
Want something.
Want something. And then give first when you what?
Receive.
Receive something. And then I said, Reverend, why is that? He says, because 90% will go further when you give the first 10%. Why is that? There's one person on the job making the same amount of money, and yet you're living at two different lifestyles. And they think that you got a man on the side because you're a single woman, and they're struggling because of how you give first. When you give first, the 10%, your 90% will go further. I dare you to type in right now. When you give first, the 10%, my 90% will go further. Woo! 212-316-2177, 212-316-2177. Prophetess Mascarene Cohen, I hope you got your sermon for Sunday.
Yes, I am.
Prophetess Mascarene, when you give that 10% first, does the 90% go further?
Yes, it will. That's why I told you, Master Prophet, the Lord had given me and Shekinah that if we had given the tithe of $1 million, that God said that he would begin to release $1 million, but we had to give the tithe. So, Master Prophet is what it is. You know, if you give that, only way you're going to receive the 90% is that you give that 10%. because you know it belongs to the Lord. It's not yours anyway.